This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Overnight, dozens of people told lawmakers their thoughts on Texas' proposed bathroom bill, what lawmakers decided to do after the late-night session.
The Trump administration is talking tough while they're zeroing in on Iran.
And SeaWorld San Antonio welcoming a new addition. That's not the whale. That's the hearing. The whale is black and white. It swims in the water, and now there's a little baby whale.
Oh, how cute.
So just
a girl or a boy?
Imagine how cute that is.
Hold on, a girl or a boy?
I don't have any idea.
Oh, how cute.
I didn't check. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us for Daybreak. I'm Brian Mason. It's 5 a.m.
And I'm Yvonne Nava. It is Thursday, April 20th. Before we check in, though, with Ana Reyes for a look at the roads, let's get a look at the forecast with Erica Lopez. What's happening outside right now?
Well, things are warm and muggy yet again. The good news is that we're only tracking 2 more days of these above average temperatures and all the humidity. Temperatures in the 70s right now. ABIA and Camp Mabry, dew points in the mid 60s, so it is still sticky out there. Hill country, we have some mid 60s, lower 60s for Harper, 63 degrees currently, 70 at Austin, and then the eastern counties keeping you guys close to 70 degrees. Lockhart about a couple degrees shy of that. Daytime highs today expected to be about 86 degrees, so above average. Normally we should be at about 81 today, but like I mentioned, I'm tracking some temperatures in the 70s for our daytime highs this weekend. I'm going to chat about it in the full forecast. Stay with us this morning, but let's turn things over to Ana V. She has the latest on the roads.
Thank you, Erica. Good morning, everybody. This is a look at your roads this morning. We're giving you the green light for the Austin metro area. Nothing too much to worry about this morning, but we all know that's only going to last for a hot minute. All right, let's talk about this closure. Eastbound and westbound lanes at 71 Presidential Boulevard to FM 973. Today until Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. These lanes will be closed. Again, eastbound and westbound lanes at 71. Back to you at the desk.
Ana V, thank you. The Texas House of Representatives Committee on State Affairs just wrapped up public testimony moments ago on the hotly debated bathroom bill. KVUE's Christy Millward live at the state capitol for us. And Christy, what did the lawmakers finally decide early this morning?
Brian, the chairman of the committee, just decided a few minutes ago to leave this bill pending. Public testimony on the bill began about 11:30 last night and just wrapped up 15 minutes ago. Now, there were 400 people signed up to speak, and more than 350 of those were against the bill. Now, just to clarify, this isn't the bathroom bill, SB 6, which has already passed the Senate and would require people to use the bathrooms based on the sex on their birth certificates. This bill, House Bill 2899, would not allow local governments or school districts to make rules that allow transgender people to use restrooms that match their gender identity. We heard testimony on both sides of the issue. One woman, Rachel Gonzalez, the mom of a transgender child, says her daughter, Libby, transitioned socially at age 5. She says her school and their community have been very supportive, but worries this bill would take away her daughter's safety. We also heard from a few who feel this bill is about safety, but in another way, and are against it.
HB 2899 would remove my daughter's school's ability to keep her safe should any issue arise in the future. Her school would be stripped of any ability to protect her.
This bill is about safety. Make no mistake about that. It's not about discrimination. Perpetrators are using gender identity as the excuse, and they're getting away with it. Thank you
for your testimony.
Now, that man there was Jack Finger with the San Antonio Family Association. He is for the bill, saying that he feels protection should be given to characteristics that, quote, can't be changed like race. Now, Governor Greg Abbott has expressed support for this bill. No word yet when it would come up for a vote. Live at the Capitol, Christy Millward, KVUE News.
Well, the Trump administration continues facing foreign policy challenges spanning the Middle East through East Asia. Now on that list, Iran, as the White House reviews the Obama-era nuclear weapons agreement. They're also trying to clean up confusion over an aircraft carrier set to be headed to North Korea. ABC's Janae Norman is tracking it all from Washington.
Iran is the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson announced the administration is reviewing the Obama-era nuclear deal, despite telling Congress Iran is holding up its end of the 2015 agreement.
An unchecked Iran has the potential to travel the same path as North Korea and take the world along with it.
On the campaign trail, Trump, the candidate, promising to renegotiate it.
They're doing the Iran deal. It was so bad, so pathetic. I looked at it. I looked at the way they negotiated. I said, these people don't know what they're doing.
The Trump administration also now trying to clarify possibly misleading statements about the location of the nuclear-capable aircraft carrier said to be headed to the Korean peninsula.
We are sending an armada, very powerful.
But the president's statement to Fox Business News wasn't exactly true. The USS Carl Vinson wasn't on its way. Instead, it was actually 3,000 nautical miles away, headed in the opposite direction for military exercise off the coast of Australia. But reports of the carrier group dominated Asian news. A leading South Korean newspaper with the headline, "Trump lies on the Carl Vinson. Xi Jinping and Putin must be laughing. Is the U.S. bluffing its North Korean policy? The White House insisting it's not."
The president said that we have an armada going towards the peninsula. That's a fact. It happened. It is happening, rather.
The USS Carl Vinson is expected to arrive in the Sea of Japan next week. Meanwhile, UN Ambassador Nikki Haley says the U.S. isn't trying to pick a fight with North Korea, saying the ball is in their court over what happens next. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
A surprise announcement from a high-ranking congressman. U.S. Representative Jason Chaffetz from Utah won't run for re-election. Chaffetz is the chairman of the House Oversight Committee. He led investigation into Planned Parenthood and Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server. However, he resisted calls from Democrats to investigate possible Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election and the president's financial dealings. Chaffetz says he wants to spend more time with his family. His term ends in 2018. The U.S. military air defense keeping an eye on Russia after a pair of Russian bombers flew close to Alaska for the second time in the last 2 days. Tuesday evening, the bombers came within 35 nautical miles of the coastline. This is according to a U.S. official. Though they were flying in international airspace, they entered the U.S.'s military air defense identification zone. Monday, the first time in more than 2 years that Russian military aircraft have flown close to the United States mainland.
5:07 is your time this morning, and school will continue as normal today at Vista Ridge High School in Cedar Park, despite a bomb threat made on social media last night. After an investigation, officers say the threat is not credible. School leaders say if students have additional concerns about their safety, administration and school counselors will be available to talk. And Austin police are asking for help finding a missing person. They say Thomas Hernandez was last seen at his home yesterday morning in southeast Austin. Police say Thomas suffers from dementia. He was wearing a black fedora hat, blue jean jacket, and khaki pants. If you see him, call 911.
Police asking you to keep an eye out for two missing teenagers. They're from Minnesota, and they might be here in Austin. APD looking for 16-year-old Haley Ann Delbo and 17-year-old Terry Dwayne Cook. They're believed to be driving this kind of a car, a 2007 Volkswagen Jetta with Minnesota license plates. If you have any information, call the Scott County Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. Summer's a busy time for road construction projects, and TxDOT wants to remind you to be aware of work zones on the highways. According to a new report from the agency, last year there were more than 25,000 crashes in work zones, causing 181 deaths. The number of deaths up 27% from 2015. The overwhelming majority of the victims were drivers of the vehicle. TxDOT says it's important people pay attention.
Our guys are out there, there's not much protecting them from whatever could happen. But oftentimes the lives you save, they're yours. The injuries that you can prevent by driving safely, they're yours.
TxDOT's embarking on a statewide work zone awareness campaign to try and crack down on this issue. Traffic fines in work zones when workers are present double and can cost violators up to $2,000.
State fire marshals are headed to Bastrop to help investigate a fire that broke out yesterday morning. Remember, we had this live for you. All of this began around 1:30 in the morning at the Ramos Tex-Mex restaurant. People were evacuated from nearby apartments because of the smoke coming from the building. The restaurant has been declared a total loss, but thankfully no one was hurt. Still no word on how the fire was started, but the issue was it was a false ceiling there, so that was causing some issues and the flames were stuck. So that's why they were kind of in the middle. Firefighters had a tough time getting it under control. SeaWorld San Antonio is welcoming a new baby killer whale this morning. Now we could see the baby. Yesterday, 25-year-old Takara gave birth to her calf, which will be the last killer whale that will ever be born at the theme park in San Antonio. Just a little over a year ago, it announced plans to stop breeding orcas amid a wave of animal rights protests. The mother was already pregnant before that announcement. Guests at SeaWorld San Antonio will be able to visit Takara and her calf in the near future. Cute little thing.
Cute little thing. Did it say it was a boy or girl? I wasn't listening.
No, it didn't say. It just said calf. Now let's take a look at the forecast with Erica. We need to find this out. Inquiring minds, girl or boy, that calf. We don't know what the sex is.
It hasn't popped up on Google?
No, I'm about to.
All right, you work on that, Yvonne, and I'll give you our viewers their forecast for this Thursday morning. Temperatures are in the 60s as you're heading out the door. Expect a mostly cloudy start to our day, but decreasing into a partly cloudy day this afternoon. Still have to talk about a 10% chance of some rain shower activity, though. Temperatures will be in the 80s, mid-80s for the partly cloudy conditions that we'll have. Here's the reason why we have to keep in a 10% chance of showers. We do have a southeasterly flow, and that could spark up, again, very light, very spotty showers for our eastern counties. That's going to be the main concern. Keep in mind today, UV index is in the high category. Very high, as a matter of fact. Burn time about 15 minutes or less. So if you have any outdoor plans, don't forget the sunscreen. Yvonne, did you find out an answer?
Yes, the gender of the calf will be confirmed at a later date. That's what we're being told.
It takes a while.
Takes a while.
All right, patience, patience.
So excited for you. It's 96.7.
Well, we've talked about this the last couple of mornings. It's over now. The 50-hour Kiss-Off has ended. In the end, Kiss FM 96.7 actually did a reverse drawing to narrow the final contestants that lasted all 50 hours down to 2 before announcing the winner.
Delini Jayasuriya, a 30-year-old Austinite. She won. Her husband apparently stayed with her the entire time. She was brought to tears a couple of times afterwards, saying how much she and her husband really needed this.
50 hours, and they drew out of a hat. That's I would be. I hope the people that didn't get the car got something. A corn dog or maybe some chips.
Yeah, a little mustard with that corn dog. That would have been just fine with me.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Well, planning for the future. You can actually put in a pre-order now for the first flying car.
There you go. Plus, why a battle over a school playground is making it all the way to the Supreme Court today. Stay with me.